Hello. So excited to be with you here today. And I'm proud to welcome Melissa to our live today. Melissa is an entrepreneur and a mom of seven. And
Six, girl. Don't give me the extra one. Six.
oh, six. Okay.
Don't give me the extra.
and before joining the TBR program, she was dealing with a lot with really low energy. And she told me she was very depressed and stuck in her health. And her blood markers showed signs of organ dysfunction. So, but through dedication and cellular detoxification, she regained that energy. She reduced her toxic load and dramatically improved her liver and kidney markers. That was amazing. So, she has transformed her health in really amazing ways, and I'm so excited to for her to be here and tell her a little bit, tell you her story. And so let's dive in, Melissa. Tell us a little bit about your journey. How was your journey inside of the program, and how do you feel like it affected your future health? Like, and let's start with this though. What was the actual turning point that made you just decide to walk through a total body restoration?
Yeah, for sure. Well, to give some context, to the six kids I have and not seven,
I
a body, I know it's okay. But our bodies as women, they go through a lot during those times. And I will be the first to admit that I was not eating healthy during my pregnancies. I was barely giving myself any type of nutrients during those. I hated prenatal vitamins. They made me feel so yucky. But some type of minerals and nutrients and stuff was definitely probably what I needed during that time. But over six pregnancies, really five, pretty much back to back, my body just became really depleted over the years. And I started to experience things like major fatigue. I also led a really stressful lifestyle with work and business and that sort of thing. So I was feeling all of it. I always had eczema growing up. I didn't remember a childhood memory without waking up itching, like clawing myself.
Mhm.
And so like I said, over the pregnancies, I started to notice a lot of things happening, a lot of changes happening, not only with the fatigue, but major new allergies that I hadn't experienced before. The eczema was turning into like some crazy bumpy stuff on my hands, which I use my hands because I'm a musician and all the things. And so I was really freaking out, like things appearing on my feet and you name it. Things I didn't really think I grew up sickly. But now that I think about it, it's like, well, I did have signs of gut issues and all. So when you're older, the older you get, and when you're not maintaining a healthy lifestyle or even trying to replenish the things that you've shared with your children, your body will eventually give out. And I'm young, y'all. I'm young. So I'm like, there's no way that we're gonna do this. So that's a huge part of what led me to this, because I was not feeling myself. When I reached out to you, I was not feeling I was feeling worse than even the normal bad that I was used to. And that was screaming at me. And I'm a
Mhm.
very active person naturally. So I wanted to be able to continue that lifestyle of getting up and going and feeling inspired and traveling and doing things. And the fact that I was not feeling that at all, I knew something was wrong. So when I
Mhm.
came to you, Dr. Lauren, it was about like, please, I don't even care. Like whatever I got to do, um, I want to enjoy my life. I
Yeah.
want to enjoy my life. And so, yeah, and then when I came to you, you gave me some really amazing protocol. And I will say the thing I appreciated the most about you is the fact that you are well researched in the type of supplements, the type of minerals, even the types of detoxes and how they would work with my body. You were very well researched in the brands of those.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I grew up with a lot of these health issues, my mom was more holistic than most of the
Yeah.
community that I had grown up in. And so I grew up with her giving us a lot of these different things. And so I understand the importance of the brand.
Yeah.
The brand of what you're using. And so you're so well knowledgeable about that. And I noticed a difference right away upon starting your protocol. I noticed a difference versus having done other detoxes before and
Mm-hmm.
feeling like, okay, I feel a little bit of something. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm heavily constipated, but I can't move it. You know, this is going to be a little TMI, y'all. When y'all talking to me, I'm just telling you, I don't mind talking about the things. but, but yeah, like I noticed a difference right away. And I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, I'm glad you came to me and like let me find out some solutions. Let me get through this. And so,
Yeah.
can you just describe your biggest challenge or even your biggest fear that you faced, like inside of
The
inside of the
protocol.
program, like when you
Yeah.
were actually about to step into it? Like, what would you say that was?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I could tell you that I still often battle with this at times too, but it was really the fear of missing out on my food. You know, it was, and there's something about this connection that we have to our foods, whether it's culturally, emotionally. I'm not really sure. I know I am wired very foodie-ish, and I like the taste. I like experiencing life through the taste of my foods. So initially, there was this struggle of feeling like I was going to miss out or something was going to be taken from me, and really having to go get over that and go, actually, Melissa, you're gaining something in exchange for something else. And so I feel like, when you're at a super, super low, for those of you women who have gone through pregnancies, y'all, and you felt the intensity of the childbirth pains, for lack of a better word, the intensity there, y'all know that we can sometimes get to a place mindset when it's like, I don't care, give me whatever. And you will say yes to things that you would never say yes to in your right mind, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually grateful for hitting a bottom so low that really caused me to surrender. But that was probably my biggest fear was, well, how am I going to live my life in the way that I enjoy life, which is through the taste of my food and all the things, which with the protocol that I was given, that was also part of it, is changing up, being willing to allow some of my habits and the taste that I yearn for, allowing them to step aside for the sake of my health, for the sake of having my energy, for the sake of, in feeling young again, for the sake of having better skin, for the sake of all of the things that matter to me. It was like, can you set this aside? And so I had to get over that in order to move forward.
Yeah, so good. So
Mhm.
how do you feel like getting over that? Like when you actually in the process, like how did that feel? Like as you're switching over?
Yeah, there was resistance, it wasn't easy. Um, I had to constantly remind myself why I was here. And you were great with that because you provided your support there, like to be there, Zoom or a different app to talk, like what's going on, checking in. I appreciated that. I personally needed that. um that motivation. And some of us, we do kind of need a little teacher to be there, to if we're not willing to show up for ourselves, sometimes we'll show up for somebody else. And so
Mhm,
for me at the time, I knew enough about myself to say, okay, well, let me place somebody
mhm,
there that if I'm not going to show up for myself, I'll show up for them because I don't want them to be upset. And sometimes that's what it takes to get your foot in the door. You know, I don't believe that that is there to sustain us necessarily, but I think that it could definitely help to get us going, get us started, especially if we've sat here for a long time and it's like, man, enough is enough. Then if your excuse is always, well, I can't do it for me, I just can't do it. Well, then figure out what you can do it for, you know, for that time, and get up and go. You know, put dangle that carrot in front of your face. Figure out what the carrot is, and that's what I did. Is I figured out what the carrot was, but it was difficult at times to keep the food schedule clean, and also like getting over some of the cravings, because even though I am still eating, my body in the beginning is craving the things that I'm used to. And so
Mhm.
of course, and that's tied to the mood swings, and that's tied to even certain symptoms that my body would feel, which I knew early on that those were detox symptoms. You
Mhm.
know, when your headaches are coming, and when you're finding yourself extra irritated, and all of a sudden you have a hot flash, or your stomach start feeling funny, or you feel a little nauseous. I mean, I could go on, but
Yeah.
it's normal. Talk to any type of addict of anything. There's always a resistance period, you know. And so if you are aware, then when you go into the program, you are not surprised. And it allows you to keep moving. You're not interpreting your symptoms wrong, like, oh my gosh, this was not what I'm supposed to be doing. No, your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to because it's fighting. And
Mhm.
y'all got to figure it out how to get through this, you know? Yeah.
And there's things that are actually organisms, I call them harmful organisms inside of you. It might not even be you craving those things. It might be those foreign organisms
Yes.
inside of you craving that. And you think it's you, but it's actually controlling everything that you are craving and sensing and wanting. So it's so crucial to have the accountability, like you said, that they go that carrot, whichever it is for you, so you can get past that point so your body can be restored. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's so good.
So
So
yeah, I mean, I remember when I first heard about parasites. When you talk about the other little organism, I'm gonna call it a parasite,
yeah,
and
you
whatever other names. And so, but you know, when I first heard about that, I remember going, "Oh my gosh!" Like, if it's not me craving this, and it is the parasites, it's like it's like a Men in Black situation. Like the aliens are in control, and I just don't like for a whole lot of stuff to be in control of me. So you know, when you're not feeling so when you're not feeling so good, sometimes certain pieces of knowledge will be the key to go, okay, that's really gross. Like, what the world? And
yeah.
it will cause you to switch, you know?
Crack me up with the aliens. Oh, it's true. That's what they are. Oh.
Mhm.
So how would you say that walking through the cellular detox, like how did it change your life? How did it change even your operations in business and being a mom? Like how would you say that it transformed those areas of your life?
Yeah, so good. So, health wise, I will say, first off, like, y'all see my skin. I mean, like eczema, I don't have the flare ups. Usually, every winter, I would have flare ups every winter. Now, summer would be fine, but winter coming, and I can feel it. I can feel it all over. I can see it in my face, all the things. And that really started to clear up. It was already starting to make a transition because I had been involved in some other type of detoxes like a few years ago. And so I could see the slow effects with that. But once I ended up really tapping into Dr. Lauren's program, I noticed a huge difference right away with that. And what is so crazy is even before I talked to you about doing this, I was taking my boy to football practice, and I can remember just all of a sudden it dawned on me, you know, the other year, you used to deal with like these flare ups on your hands and like even major throat itch.
Mm.
You know, that which is a sign of inflammation. We call it allergies, whatever. And even I still get it a little bit now, but it's nothing like it used to be. I mean, I would wake up and I would sneeze 20 times before I could even get into the shower, which then if I'm sneezing that much, I got to blow my nose. And you know, and I'm literally, it was like, get up out the bed, feet touch the floor, just and uncontrollable inflammation. And I'm like, what is going on? You know, so my body being so sensitive to the temperature barometric changes in that way. And it's because I wasn't wired. I wasn't healthy on the inside. So, but coming into this new season and noticing, oh my gosh, like, you're not doing that. And so it lets you know that, like, the things that you did before, you lessen that toxin load, your body is now showing you proof of why that was so important. So that number one was everything, because that was affecting the quality of life. Like, even when I would be teaching, when I used to teach, it would take over. I mean, I would sneeze so much, sometimes I would bruise my ribs. That's how crazy it was. Yeah. So that made a huge difference for me. And then of course it affected my mood swings as well. So now my mood swings are so much, my moods are better. The swings are lessened because I'm not dealing with all this inflammation going on in my body. I love that. And of course, because of that, I've got this energy now. And work wise, I mean, I have been in some of the craziest seasons of my life here lately, and yet my income has doubled every single year since working with Dr. Lauren. So I am just so thankful, because without the health, what is life, right? What is life?
Yeah, when you invest in your health, the possibilities in life just are endless, and you have the energy, you have the stamina, you have the mind capacity, the mental capacity to walk that out. I think about like what you were saying, literally what has opened, your detox drainage pathways have opened. So that's why you're not experiencing, there's no, you know, think about a clogged pipe, and things can't get out, and it expresses itself in all these different other ways. So relieved that clogged pipe. And now your body can actually, you know, do what it was meant to do.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And then another part, you know, even with your program, one of the things that I learned how to give myself grace in was actually giving myself my rest, you know, allowing that to also take priority, because that was the time when my body was healing. And so now I take that very seriously. Like, I'm very in tune with my body. So when my body is saying that it needs time to rest, I'm going to give it. And so, and I think that has been also super helpful, you know, from your program, is just realizing, allowing myself the grace in the rest. Because sometimes, especially with us entrepreneurs, we can kind of get on that workaholic thing, and we don't treat our bodies well enough to support this process, this healing process. But that rest piece is huge, and I take it very seriously. So that's been everything for me.
Love it. So now that you've achieved like all these amazing results, how are you continuing the journey?
Yeah.
Like, continue to apply this to your life, like from everything that you gained inside the program.
So I still religiously detox at least once a year. If I'm feeling froggy, twice, but at least once a year, just to really promote the maintaining of the opening of my drainage path, as you call it. I just see it as maintenance. Because I appreciate how I feel. I don't want to go back there. If I even notice that I'm feeling extra tired, then some of the things that I'll look at is like, you know, what have I been lacking in being consistent in taking? Because I think I'm like most people, there are moments when life happens and we find ourselves kind of getting off track on certain things. And so for me, that looks like sometimes coming into seasons where I'm not maintaining my supplement intake for certain minerals that I feel like I need more of than maybe other people would, being the B12 and the vitamin D. Those are my things. And so because they were really low before. And so
the correct ones.
The correct ones, yes. I agree.
ones.
I agree. The correct ones. I don't just take any. I don't just take any kind. And I love that you brought that up, because that was the thing that was like huge for me. Or one of the most important things that I really appreciated about you. You knew, you were like, no, this brand is not it. so yeah, taking the correct ones. And but yeah, I really appreciate the journey, and I'm maintaining it in that way. That is how I do it. And of course, I see you. You're like a walking example. You practice what you preach. And so she's a constant reminder for me. Her life is a constant reminder for me, as far as what it gets to look like to be consistent. And if I'm ever in a situation where I'm like not feeling my best, then Dr. Lauren is the example of what I know I need to be doing.
It's so funny that you say that. People are like, listen, I get around you and I just get convicted.
Yeah, it's so funny. I don't feel convicted. It's just for me, it does come across a little different. But I do get that. I understand where they're coming from for sure.
Hey, I'm just doing me and I'm not changing it. Listen,
Yeah.
my health has changed dramatically because of following the lifestyle and embracing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love to hear that it's influencing others.
It is. It is. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, if you could sum up your experience with cellular detoxification in just one sentence, what would it be?
Oh, girl. One sentence, she said.
Yep, one sentence.
I would say that that's a lot of words. Let me start over. Okay. 1000% doable and life changing.
Okay. Love it. I love it. What advice would you give to someone considering joining the total body restoration program based on your own experience?
Oh yeah. Do not
On
invest or on the fence.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. It's like, don't invest if you're not ready. I think if you're going to be coming into this, please be ready to go all in. And the reason why I say that is not because something is wrong with the program. It's because if you want to get the best out of it, Dr. Lauren is already bringing 100% of herself to it. So if you want to get the best and you are worth getting the best, then you got to be willing to show up your fullest as well, And I think that, we can see evidence of a lot of people hearing about what it is that they want in any type of program, whether it's health centered, fitness centered, money, business centered, and we get super excited about other people's results. And that's our motivation. But it's not enough to keep us. Once we buy in. And I'm telling you, and then we feel like, at that point we have something to say about it, like something negative. And at the end of the day, I'm like, well, did you bring your 100%? And I'll tell you, most of the time, if we were honest and we looked within, we would see that we really did not do our absolute. There was still more that we could have given in order for the experience to be the best. So I am a living, walking proof that this works. I know she has many other testimonies that are even more mind-blowing than my experience, but mine is mind-blowing to me because I feel good. I feel good. But we know that it works. So really it's up to you at this point. So if you're coming in, bring your all so that you can get all that you're meant to get from this.
Yes. I love that. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
I would just say, if you are ready to start feeling better, change your life, like there's no time better than now. And so Definitely talk to Dr. Lauren. She is amazing at what she does. I appreciate her so much. I appreciate her heart for other people, for health, and all the things. And she's just been a really good asset in my life. And she is worth trusting. I'm telling you, because there are people out here who are putting out programs and they do not practice what they preach. I see Dr. Lauren often, and this girl, I've traveled with her to know that she practices what she preaches. Some of y'all would look at her and be like, man, that's a lot. But Dr. Lauren is serious. She is serious. And this is how I know you are dealing with someone who is very genuine. They are not fake. And that's exactly who you want in your corner. Someone like that. They know what they're talking about. So sign up.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love to see the other people see and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so awesome.
Thank you. So I'm excited for your future. I'm excited for your now, Melissa.
Thank
And
you.
I loved hearing just your inspiring journey when it comes to your health and the positive changes that have happened in your health and your life, and just our work together.
Thank you.
Hearing about it. So I'd like to leave you this, you watching. Your health is your greatest investment. With optimal health, the possibilities are infinite. So if you're ready to take control of your health, you take control of your life, prevent further issues in your health. Like, this is the time. This is the time to take action. But like Melissa said, only take action if you're ready to give it your all. So if you're curious about the Total Body Restoration Program and how it can support you in your health, listen, I'm here to support you. We're here to support you. And every step of the way, this is my passion. Total Body Restoration is literally a passion project of mine. And I want to see you thrive in your health. I want to see you regain your health. I want to see you live life to the fullest. So you can comment TBR in the comment section, or you can message me and let's talk more. Let's talk solutions. So again, thank you so much, Melissa, for being here and your commitment to better health for you and everyone watching, and wishing you all the best in your future. So love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.